Welcome back to another episode of Dice City Picks. I'm your host, Tony Parlay. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to follow along as I go ahead and make my bets on this betting journey to make some money back. Get with us. We're going to make some profits. We're going back to the association. That being said, was a rough night last night. Went 0-3 on the picks. We've got 3 more basketball games to go ahead and bet, though. We're going to go ahead and get some of that back today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the slate. I'm pulling it up right here for you guys, so I'm right there with you. The first game that I was looking at is going to be Hawks and Knicks. Knicks are hosting the Hawks here. Minus 7.5 point favorites on the spread. Minus 115. 241.5 for the total, sky high, and minus 325 on the money line. You're like, why are you picking this random Hawks-Knicks game? We're almost going towards the All-Star break. What's the deal? Trae Young in Madison Square Garden. That's the deal. That guy always plays well whenever he's in the Garden. He loves that crowd. He loves that audience. He always puts on a show. I mean, based on that, blindly, I'll just take the Hawks with those points. I know that it'll be a close game because I know Trae Young is going to go ahead and play well. Plus 7.5 points. I love it. Give me those points. I know the Hawks, they've been struggling here lately, but I just love Trae Young in Madison Square Garden. I'm taking a peek at his player points right now. Looks like their MGM setting it at 26.5. He's going to be in there. He's going to be good. He's going to play well. We know this by now. Knicks are playing well this year. They are coming off wins. They did go ahead and get humbled by the Celtics, but they took care of the Pacers last night. Was wrong about that one. Sorry, guys. But Knicks at home, are they going to win by 8 points? I don't think so. I think the Knicks probably win this game, but you're going to give Trae Young and that Hawks team with 7.5 points in the Garden? That's a mistake, odds makers. We got to take advantage of those mistakes. Let me see what the Hawks are coming off of real quick before, Trae Young is healthy. He's playing. They beat the Magic last game. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and stick with this. I'll ride the points here. We need a spread play. We need a money line play. We need a total. You know how the trifecta goes. First one is going to be a spread play. We're going to go ahead and take the Hawks. Plus 7.5 points. Minus 105 odds. Right over there at BetMGM. That's going to be your first play. We've got Hawks-Knicks. We got Trae Young in the Garden. There's our spread play. Let's go ahead and pull up the slate. I was eyeing this one as I was looking at that as well. Pistons and Bulls on a back-to-back. No thank you. I want no part of that after that loss yesterday. Bucks and Timberwolves. Same thing. No Giannis. I'm not interested. I'm out of that. Kings and Pelicans. I already made my money on the Kings earlier. They're a misfit brand of toys. I don't know what's going on with that roster. No point there. Heat 13.5 to the Thunder. I don't want to bet against OKC. I advise you guys not to bet against OKC. Here we are, Suns and Rockets. Suns let us down yesterday. We were back in them getting 4.5 points at home to the Grizzlies, and they came up short because that team is a disaster. They're terrible to watch. I don't even think it probably is any better playing for them. Sure, you get paid millions of dollars, but that doesn't look very enjoyable. Kevin Durant he's miserable. He should have accepted one of those trade offers to go somewhere else. I imagine he leaves this summer. Anyways, neither here nor there. Rambling about the Suns roster construction. Suns are getting 9.5 points at home. Devin Booker is out. That's got to be the reason. So they're really just sending Kevin Durant to Houston. Good luck. 9.5 points. We got a total of 221.5. Suns are plus 310 on the money line. Now the Rockets, they have been struggling of late. I believe they've only won one of their last 5 games. But beating the Suns by 10 at home, I mean, that seems pretty likely. That Suns team is not good. So I can understand why the odds makers are giving them 9.5, 10 points right there. And the Suns don't have Devin Booker, adding insult to injury, literally. So you're just sending Kevin Durant in that offense to Houston, hoping they can hang with the Rockets. That's not a good strategy. The Rockets are resting. They didn't go ahead and play yesterday like the Suns did. Total 221.5, minus 400 Rockets on the money line. That's too high. That's too high. We can't be going with a minus 400 of Rockets on the money line, can we? Let me take a look. Is there anything else? Man, minus 400. Am I giving out a minus 400? That seems insane for you guys. I'm checking right now the slate if there's anything. No, minus 400 is too much. I can't do it, guys. Can't do it. Let's target that total. 221.5. Feels like a solid underplay. I don't know how the Suns are going to score. The Rockets, have had the development of Amen Thompson of late. They have been looking better. No Fred VanVleet still to go ahead and get that offense going. But I think I'm confident. Everyone's in agreement the Rockets are winning this game, hence minus 400 on the money line. Nobody has any interest in that. I'm never going to go ahead and tell you guys to take a minus 400 money line. Maybe throw that in a parlay. Put it in a parlay if you guys want, but there's no advantage to doing that. 10 points. I kind of want to bet on the Rockets on the spread, but we got our spread play already. First one was the spread play with the Hawks plus 7.5. Total 221.5. I think this is where we make our bread right now. Looks like 85% of people believe this is going to be a higher scoring game than 221.5. No, they're wrong. Let's fade the public right there. This is going to be a sharp play. Under 221.5 points in Suns and Rockets. Rockets got lockdown defense. Suns don't have many offensive creators now that they're just throwing out there Durant on his own. I mean, they got Trey Jones off the bench. Grayson Allen, they have nobody. They're not going to be able to score. This game has blowout written all over it. I think this is one of the Suns' last games before the All-Star break, too. Yeah, not liking that at all for the Suns. Give me the Rockets. They lock them down. Rockets win. It's a low-scoring game. Well, I'll say it's around 219, 218. They're out by a couple of points. Under 221.5 at minus 110 odds. That's going to be your second play. Let's go ahead and get to the third game of the night. We have the Warriors going to Dallas to play the Mavericks. Odds makers got the Warriors on the road, favored by 6.5. That's minus 115 odds, as you can see right there. 232.5 for the total. Got the Warriors minus 275 on the money line. You guys know the rules. That is a high price for the money line, but I got you the spread play with the Hawks plus 7.5 earlier, and we just did our total in Suns and Rockets, so we've got to go money line Warriors and Mavericks. Minus 275 is rich. I'm sorry, guys. I like that a lot. The Warriors, now that they've gotten Jimmy Butler, they got a secondary creator. It allows Steph to go ahead and come off of screens and not have all of the scoring burden on him, so he's playing so much better. I believe he's been averaging like 35 in these last two games with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's just a smart basketball player. He knows how to make plays. He knows how to put guys in the right position. Once they get Kuminga back, that's really going to be an interesting team to watch. I really want to see how they match up against OKC, maybe the Nuggets, some of the better teams in the West. And the Mavericks, we know what the Mavericks are doing. I say that and then I'm like, I don't know what the Mavericks are doing. Trading Luka, and they got Anthony Davis. So, of course, Anthony Davis is injured. So you got Kyrie Irving, you got Clay, you got PJ Washington. You're going to try and cobble it together at home with those guys. They just lost to the Kings the other night in overtime. The Mavs are throwing out fans that are telling them to fire their GM. Doesn't have good vibes. Nothing in Dallas has got good vibes right now. Don't like what the Mavericks are doing over there. See, plus 220 underdogs. I'm not betting the Mavericks. I don't know, 6.5? No. Mavericks are getting blown out at home. Again, like I said, this is one of the last games before the All-Star break. Let me go ahead and do a little quick check right here. Do the Mavericks have any other games after this? Yep, Mavericks, this is the first game of a back-to-back. Mavericks are playing the Heat tomorrow. They're probably going to lose that one as well. Just a little spoiler FYI, preview for tomorrow. We'll look at Heat and Mavs. So we got the Warriors, minus 275. I'm sorry, I know that's a lot. It's a lot. If you want, stick with the Warriors on the money line. They're going to win. Jimmy Butler's in there. Their offense looks a lot better. They're really tough to stop. And now Steph is able to go ahead and have a lot more breathing room. Doesn't have to run the entire offense. Jimmy gets to the line. He knows how to go ahead and set guys up. He gets a lot of assists. He's actually a pretty good little pairing with Draymond. They actually made a good move. Their defense is phenomenal now. Really like that move by the Warriors. Wasn't as big a fan until I actually watched it in action, but Jimmy is a perfect fit there. He is better than Wiggins. It actually is working really well. Warriors, minus 275. I know it's rich. I'm sorry, guys. That's your money line play. So, we're going to go ahead and do our little recap. We got our 3 games. Let's go ahead and bounce back from yesterday's 0-3 debacle. So, first things first, Trae Young going to the Garden. Give me the Hawks plus 7.5. That is minus 105 right there at BetMGM. Second play is going to be in the Or was it Suns and Rockets? We're targeting the total 221.5. Total seems low. That's the bait. They want everyone to bet the over. 85% of people are doing that. You're not doing that. We're taking the under 221.5 at minus 110 odds. That's going to be our second play. Last but not least, our third play is going to go ahead and be the Warriors minus 275 on the money line against the Mavericks. Those are your three plays. Let's go ahead and make some money. Click on the banner and let's make it a profitable night.